past year or so, I've really been trying to reduce the amount of camera gear that I use, and I've developed some techniques that kind of replace more expensive sliders and gimbals, just trying to get the most smooth movement possible straight out of the camera, just doing it all handheld. To get the most smooth video possible, I recommend a wide-angle lens with image stabilization. I'm using the Sony 18-105 at 18mm. So the first movement that I want to talk about is the fake slider pan. This replicates the movement of a camera going on a slider, and this is the one that I use the most often. I use it in almost every single one of my videos. For all of these movements, I use a camera strap and put tension on it for even more stability. I lock my arms and use my knees and torso for the movement. It will take some practice to get it right, but the end result is worth it. Alright, so the next technique that I use quite a bit is the fake slider zoom, and it's basically the same thing as the pan, except now we're going to be going in and out with the camera, so let's try that. Notice how I'm holding the strap tight against my neck while I do this. So the next movement is called the Parallax Zoom. It's a really cinematic effect. I think I noticed it for the first time on an episode of Top Gear, and I kind of figured out how to do it on my own. So what you're gonna need is a skateboard or something that has wheels so that you can roll towards the car. And then the way that you do this is as you're rolling towards it, you're gonna start with the lens zoomed in. Then as you get closer, you're gonna slowly zoom the lens out. It's gonna create this really cool effect where the background is kind of warped a little bit. So let's try it. This movement is by far the hardest, and it's going to take some practice to get the zoom out speed just right. Alright, so this last one kind of replicates the look of a gimbal. I guess you could call it a fake gimbal movement, but basically we're just going to use the skateboard to kind of roll around on with the camera, and it's kind of going to give you the same look as what we did with the slider pan earlier, but since you're on wheels, you have much more range of movement, so let's try this one. This is a great technique if you have enough room to roll around. Now obviously you won't be able to ride a skateboard everywhere you go, but if you have an old board laying around, it's worth a try. So I love camera equipment just as much as the next person, but I think it gets to a point sometimes where it can actually become a burden. And honestly, I love being able to leave the house with just one camera, one, maybe two lenses, and that's it. Just be able to do all these movements by hand, not have to worry about lugging all that heavy, expensive gear around with me. So that's my thoughts on that. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. All the links to all the camera gear that I'm using right now will be down in the description if you want to check those out. And then also, just got this new t-shirt that I designed. You can check this out on Teespring. The link for this will be down below as well if you want to pick up a shirt. So again, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you found these tips helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Big shout out to my dad for helping me film today.